Good morning, good morning. How is everybody today? Let me know if you're watching live, hashtag live. Let me know if you are watching the replay, hashtag replay. And today we're talking about mindset and how your mindset will develop and shape everything that you do in business. So if you are looking at creating a business advisory or coaching or consulting offer and you want to go to market and you want to add revenue from selling your advice, the thing that is going to hold you back more than anything is your mindset. So there's foundations to your mindset. There's 3 parts to your mindset. The first is your personality traits. This is the hardware. This is the thing that you have got completely deep inside of you and is your personality. And it is unchangeable. There is nothing that you can do about that. Okay, so that's the good news, that's the bad news, whatever, however you want to take it, but your personality traits are there forever. Okay, then we have your values, and the thing with your values is that these are the principles and the beliefs that guide your life. Now, the fact that your values are like they are at the moment come very much from your past. They come from how you have been taught by your parents, how you've been taught by your teachers, who it is that you hang around with. Now, these values might have changed over time, and they also might be the opposite of how you were brought up, because how our experience in life helps us or doesn't help us is all about how we interpret everything that we've gone through in life, and that's what makes up our values. So if you have spent your life feeling caged and really stuck, maybe one of your values is freedom, and that's what you strive for example. Maybe you have spent your life growing up in a very religious household, and maybe one of your values is that actually you want to be completely agnostic and not support any religion at all because you were brought up that way. Or alternatively, maybe you brought up in a religious household and you continue to take that forward, and that is a big part of your values and who you are. So your values are the coding that you have got throughout your life and how you want to see the world. And then the third part is your mindset skills. So your mindset skills are actually your software, and this is what I want to talk to you a lot about today, because your software is trainable beliefs, and you can switch your software, you can give it an upgrade, you can change the way that you actually show up in the world and the way that you react to things, and that's the bit that you can move. So your personality traits are hardwired in, your values are a direct response from how your personality traits have been hardwired in, and then your mindset skills is all about the software. Now, the key mindset skills to develop are self-talk. Now, how many times do you say to yourself, I can't do that, that's too hard, I'm too busy, I'm frustrated, my team aren't good enough, my team frustrate me, there is no money in the world, there is no way that we can hire a team, all the best team members have been taken. You know, how many times do you do the negative self-talk? And rewiring your internal monologue or dialogue, it is monologue because it's you, rewiring your internal monologue to actually be positive will completely change what happens in your life. So if your self-talk is negative, if your self-talk is something that is like really kind of heavy and life is hard and life is difficult, do you know what you're going to get? You're going to get more hard, you're going to get more difficult. If you are like, the world is abundant and the world is amazing, then you're going to get some more abundance and more amazing. And this is absolutely proven. This isn't just me showing up today going, hey, I've got this idea. This is 100% proven. And whether or not you see yourself as someone who is woo-woo or not, that's a term that a lot of people use to describe this mindset skill, whether you see yourself as someone like that or not, if you can just switch your mindset to get out of the negativity and into the positivity, your life will become more positive. Now, the other thing that you have to do with this negative self-talk is you have to be mindful of what it is that you're saying. So it's great for me to say, hey, you need to change your self-talk, but actually you need to be mindful that you're even talking to yourself. So many of us will go out into the world and we'll just be like, hey, this is how I feel about everything, and you'll have this running commentary industry. You'll find you do it when you're in the car. So, you're in the car, someone cuts up in front of you. Instead of smiling and going, that's absolutely fine, you're going to go into a pit of, I can't believe they've just done that. That's driven me nuts. And you're going to be like, really like, rah. And this energy that you have around you will start to just kind of build up in your car. And then it will come back to you. It will go out into the world. It will come back to you. And then you'll just find that you'll be a negative Nelly all day. That's just what happens. So what you have to do is you have to understand that you can't affect the rest of the world and their actions. You can only affect your reaction to the world, which is why you have to be mindful and you have to be present and you have to understand that these things that happen to you, if someone cuts you up in the car, that's not something that they did to you. It wasn't done, on purpose. It's just something that they did. And you have to be mindful and you have to watch yourself talk around that, because it won't just affect your time in the car. It'll affect your rest of your day, the rest of the week, the rest of your year. And then what we have to do is, when we take it then to the next level, which is all about optimism. And I always remember watching this movie. I love Hayley Mills, by the way. So I was watching this movie. It's a 50s movie, I think, maybe even a 60s movie. It's called Pollyanna. Pollyanna is a young Hayley Mills. I reckon she's probably 12, 13, 14, something like that. And Hayley Mills is called Pollyanna, and she has a very, very positive way of looking at the world. She's optimistic. So no matter what happens in her life, she just turns around and it's just like, whoa, that's okay. Let's look at the positive on everything. So, for example, when someone cuts you up and stops you from moving, maybe the optimistic thing is, well, if they hadn't done that, would you then have gone on and had an accident, for example? Maybe that is the universe doing you a favor instead of not doing you a favor, and somebody's cut you up. Maybe they've just saved you from something terrible that has just happened. And this is how I look at the world. So anything that feels negative actually could have been saving me from something even more negative, and I have to be optimistic about it, and I have to look at the positive side of it. Another example, say you don't get a client. You really, really wanted a client and they didn't sign up. And you're like, why didn't that client sign up? Why did they not go with me? They were a perfect fit. Doesn't matter. You have to be optimistic. You have to go, the reason they didn't sign up is to make sure that I have plenty of space to take the next 3 clients in. Maybe they didn't sign up because they weren't going to be a great client. They looked like a great client on the front of it, but maybe you've just got to let it go, be optimistic, and understand that more clients are going to come your way. So they're the 3 mindset skills that you have to really develop. So one is the self-talk, so managing how you talk to yourself and switching that from negative to positive. The second is mindfulness and actually being aware of the self-talk and the way that you show up in the world and the way that you look at the world. And then the third one is optimism, so switch it up and be optimistic. And even though we're in an economic downturn at the moment, some of the best businesses in the world came out of an economic downturn. So you have to be optimistic. You have to say, do you know what? Some businesses thrive, some do not thrive, but some businesses thrive. We're going to be one of the businesses that thrives in spite of an economic downturn. Okay? And that's the way to look at mindset. And if you can master those 3 things and start to be more Pollyanna, and do go and look up Hayley Mills in Pollyanna. It's a lot. If you like old movies, it's a really nice movie. It's a really nice story behind it. But I always try and be Pollyanna every single day. And it's not like blind optimism. We have to be mindful of our optimism. You can't just be optimistic. Sometimes we might find that some bad things do happen in our life. So we can't just go, ha, 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 that was bad. Sometimes some really, really bad things happen in our life, but we have to tap into the optimism. We have to try and cultivate that hopeful look on life and take action to have the life that we want. And when we get thrown curveballs, which we totally do get thrown curveballs, and a lot of them tend to be close family members with health problems, or even ourselves with health problems. That's the thing where you can't always be like, hey, let's be really optimistic about, but we have to be hopeful, and we have to make the best of a bad lot. We can't make the worst of a bad lot, because we just go into that spiral and go down, down and down. So to recap, personality traits is hardwired. There's not a lot that you can do about that. That's who you are. Your values are shaped because of your past experience and what you're going through now. You can have a look at your values and you can say, what is it that you really, really, truly believe in life, and how do you want to show up? That's what your values are all about. And then it's your mindset skills, and that's what you need to work on. And to work on your mindset skills, you need to work on your self-talk. You will need to work on your mindfulness of your self-talk and stay present and focused and practice that awareness piece there. And then finally, you need to practice optimism and positivity. And if you can get all of that right, then the world is your oyster. So I titled this video, how your mindset is stopping you from making money. It's costing you hundreds of thousands of pounds every single year. If you have the wrong mindset, your attitude, because it is your attitude is going to be wrong to go out there and grow a business. You're not going to be able to grow your business if you are negative, if you're frustrated, if you're angry with the world, if you don't believe it will work, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have any values and you don't share them with the world and you don't feel like you're part of the world. All of those things are going to affect your success. It doesn't matter if you are good at marketing, if you're good at sales, if you've got a great business model and you've got systems in place, it's your mindset that's going to be the downfall of your business and of your happiness as well. So there's today's video. I just wanted to share with you a little bit about how important mindset is, the foundations of your mindset, and then how to develop your mindset. I will go into this in more detail in a podcast episode, but hopefully that's given you some food for thought. Did you see what I did there? All right, I'll catch up with you all soon. Have an amazing day. See ya. Bye.